Welcome back to my channel. My name is YOODOO and I am a 30-year-old stay-at-home dad currently living in the countryside of Australia with my wife and 3 kids. And currently I'm making my main income as a musician through streaming royalties and getting my songs used on TV shows, movies, and video games. And in this video, I'm going to be going to the city to have some alone time to explore because my wife and kids are off at her sister's house for a sleepover they have once every few months. Something I do every month is collect cans to save money to have a guilt-free shopping spree. So today I have about $20 I made from cans, so I'm going to be having a budget of $20 to spend in the city without cutting into our monthly budget. These are the little things I love doing with my alone time as a dad. And every morning I see this little pony chilling on the property and she has a good life. So before I head to the city, I'm going to finish a few things around the house, and the first thing I'm doing is packing my band t-shirt orders that I sell for my music. And I also want to say thanks to all the people that order my shirts because this is the most shirts I've sold in a week online. Even though I sell most of my merch in person at shows, I'm really starting to enjoy shipping shirts out because I can pack each order with care and appreciation for the people supporting me. I recently made 50 shirts and they all sold within a few days of uploading my video before, so by the time this comes out, I'll be printing a few more and have it on my Gremlin store, hopefully even if a few of the sizes are sold out. And I especially want to thank all the support from people through Ko-fi because it's such a direct way that I can see my videos being appreciated from individuals who watch my channel, and it really helps me want to make more videos and share my experiences of being a big Asian goober living on this earth. I recently just hit 14,000 subscribers in such a short span of time, and it's really inspired me to focus on this channel as much as I do making music. It's such a good way for me to document my process as a musician, but also a realistic lifestyle that I live with my family and how I spend alone time as a dad making art. I really enjoy reading all the comments and people sharing their stories and things they recommend from their experiences, so definitely feel free to type away. And now that I've finished packing the last few orders of the t-shirts, time to do some other chores. I've been meaning to put up a guitar wall hanger for my wife's bass, so now I'm going to quickly put it up so it's easily accessible, especially for when I start recording my new album. Being able to quickly pick up an instrument, especially when I get an idea for a guitar part, is important when making a record. So I definitely prefer guitars hanging on walls to be quickly picked up instead of it being stored in a case and taken out every time. And after 5 minutes of installing, this is what it looks like. It's quietly tucked away right next to the drum set. Perfect. So this is what I'm bringing to the city today: some homegrown oranges, some rainwater, and a few records that I'm going to drop off at record stores. Now time to go into Brisbane City. Also, these are oranges that I picked. Noise. So as you know, all trains in Queensland are 50-cent fare, so for a 2-hour ride on a train, I only pay 50 cents one way. And my clothing style today is called a dad style. It's a daggy Asian dad. And it consists of wearing Crocs with socks that don't match. And today the train was right on time because it was exactly 10 minutes late. That's one of the charms about Australian trains, is that you never know when it's gonna come and it's just a gamble. And one of my favorite parts about these train rides is the beautiful scenery that I get to enjoy. This is one of the things that I used to love doing in Japan as well. I'd get on the Osaka loop line and just go around in a circle for hours listening to music and just chilling out. Now I get to enjoy my homegrown mandarin on the train. One of the many benefits of growing free food on the property. Even though being away from the kids and my wife is definitely good for my mental health to be able to have alone time, I always seem to miss them a lot and feel extra lonely when I have time to myself as a dad. But in order not to waste a lot of time while I'm by myself, I usually try to work on some music and mixes. So this is the perfect time for me to listen to mixes and make notes. And now you can enjoy some of my songs while enjoying the scenes of the changing Australian countryside. And after 2 hours of riding the train, now I'm finally in the city, and you could tell by the architecture as well as the graffiti that we are now in the city, or as my wife likes to call it, the Big Smoke. Whenever I visit Brisbane to drop off records or meet people who are buying t-shirts, I always feel like I don't really fit in. I'm just a big Asian country boy. And they have a Uniqlo in Brisbane. In Japan, they don't have my size because I'm too big, so I don't buy Uniqlo. So the first thing on my agenda after getting to the city is wanting to try out the ferry, and it's also 50 cents. The great thing about these city ferries called City Cats is that you can use your 50-cent bus or train tickets to ride them as well. So because my ticket is still valid from the train, I can use it for a few stops as long as it's within the 2-hour time frame. Now I'm just going to wait for the next ferry to come, and I'm just going to sit on the floor. Something that I love to do is just relax and wait. This is something I wanted to test out because I want to take my kids here next time, and it's a great way to spend time with the kids.
That's right.
Alright, I see my city cat coming in, and this is what she looks like. I think being able to ride on a ferry or anything on water for 50 cents is a pretty big novelty. And this is what the inside of the ferry looks like, just your standard little ferry. Because it's owned and run by TransLink, they look like bus seats as well, which is kind of interesting. But because I'm a person who enjoys being outside and being close to the water, I'm going to be outside for this one. And now I can enjoy some fresh clear breeze and enjoy the city views from a different perspective from the water. This was definitely a great way to start the day in the city. So this is how my ancestors traveled from Asia, hey? This is a very humbling experience. I can grow closer to my roots as an Asian man and what my ancestors must have gone through traveling overseas in boats. Even though this boat has engines and propellers and cushioned seats, unlike my ancestors' boats. Anyways, time to get some food and do some shopping. One of the many things that I grab in Brisbane is my 4-pack of natto, which is the cheapest that I found in this area. This is just soy fermented beans that I eat for my Japanese breakfast. And tonight I'm going to be cooking some cheap Japanese comfort food called gyumeshi. And this is one of the most essential parts is the thinly sliced beef. And because I don't go to the city very often, I'm going to treat myself to a nice chicken bowl. And this is going to be part of my $20 guilt-free meal, thanks to recycling cans. This is something that I do whether I be in Japan or Australia or America, is to find a nice spot, even a park, and just enjoy eating my food. And as I was finishing off my food, I had a little friend accompany me. I had a little bit of rice drop on the floor and he attacked it. See you guys later. Thanks for keeping me company throughout my meal. I really appreciate it. See ya. And now I'm gonna finish off my guilty meal with an ice cream cone. And this is something I never get as well, so I'm very happy to be eating this. This is something that I only have one bite of if my kids are around, so I'm glad to be eating the whole thing. And before I hop on the train and go back home, I was quickly just looking at the chip prices, and man, they are expensive. $5.25 for a bag of chips. Yikes. Well, that was a very quick and short fun outing, so now I'm just going to quickly go home and get ready to prepare some of my dinner that I've been craving to make, and it's going to be what I said earlier, the gyumeshi. My easy, cheap, affordable comfort food. This Japanese dish called gyumeshi that I'm making is something I used to eat almost every day in my early 20s when I was living in my tiny apartment in Japan with my wife. There's a chain called Matsuya that was right outside of my $300 a month apartment, and it would cost about $2 a bowl to make, which is super cheap. This is another comfort food I love making to remind me of some of my good times. The ingredients I use is cooking sake and mirin, which is Japanese rice sweet wine. And here's a piece of ginger that my wife grew that I just grabbed outside. And my favorite ingredient is onions. I also like adding brown sugar as well. And the last ingredient is gyu, which is the thinly sliced meat. First I put in a quarter cup of sake. Then you put in a quarter cup of mirin. Then I put in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Now I'm going to put in some of my onions that I sliced up earlier. And you can't forget the best part, the ginger. Now I'm just going to let it cook in the sauce for just a little bit. And the last part is now putting the meat. Even though this is a very cheap and affordable meal, the meat is definitely one of the most expensive parts to buy in Australia, especially the super thin sliced ones. And now I just added 2 cups of water. And the final part of the recipe is a quarter cup of soy sauce. And now I'm just going to let it simmer for 15 minutes and it'll be done soon. Now that my gyumeshi is finished, I'm going to put it on top of my steaming hot rice. Yum. And now I'm going to enjoy this Japanese cheap affordable meal that I love making for my comfort food. After enjoying my cheap Japanese food, I'm going to now pack my gear for a solo acoustic gig I play once a month. It's a great way for me to practice performing in a solo setting with just my vocals and my guitar. I've learned a lot about being able to perform alone without the cushion of having other band members to fall on when I mess up. So it's definitely great to be able to get paid to play my songs along with covers during these solo gigs that I have once in a while. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video, because I'm sure not everyone will watch till the end. And let me know if you enjoyed this video in the comments below, and if there's any other questions that you want to ask or any questions for any future Q&As, I'll definitely be adding them in the future videos, so let me know. Well, I hope you have a great day, and as a famous boy band once said, bye bye bye.